here we go, folks. We're riding Vermont on this episode of Motorcycle Confessions. Welcome. I'm riding here with my friend Jim up front here on his 1200 Triumph Tiger XC, and we are in the process of heading up north in Vermont. This is a spur of the moment trip, which sometimes are the best. I texted Jim on Friday and asked him if he was riding. It was a really nice day up here. And he said that he was on his bike at that moment. I asked him what he was doing for the weekend, and it turned out that there was kind of a get-together for an organization that we were both pretty active in called the New England Riders. And they were all meeting for barbecue in Brattleboro, Vermont. Jim rode up from Massachusetts, and I rode up from New Hampshire. And we had barbecue, pretty good barbecue, Top of the Hill Grill in Brattleboro, Vermont on Route 5. And was able to see some people I hadn't seen in quite some time. And it was very nice, very pleasant. And then Jim and I headed north on actually first Route 9 through Vermont. Very pretty ride up over the mountain. Unfortunately, I didn't get any video of that. I'm not really quite sure why I didn't turn my camera on, but we turned onto Route 100, and we've been riding Route 100 ever since. Route 100 is kind of an iconic road in Vermont, especially for motorcyclists. It runs really kind of up the center of the state through some pretty valleys, up over some mountains, and it's about, I would say it's a little bit over 200 miles from bottom to top. Starts at the Massachusetts border and ends at the Canadian border. Got some really nice twisties and some really nice sweepers. And I will say this, I've been riding this road on and off for, probably at least once a year for 40 years, up until I couldn't ride anymore. And I have to say that this is the worst condition that I've ever seen it in. And it's kind of a disappointment, really, because I was looking forward to riding this road. And Jim gave me my pick. Where do you want to go? I said, let's go ride Route 100, see how far up we can get. So we're going to turn here on, I think this is 100A, and we're going to go up over a mountain. And we're going to shoot for, I think this drops us down, if my memory serves me correctly, I think this drops us on Route 4, which heads into Rutland. We'll turn off before we get there, up around Killington. This is big ski country here in the wintertime, and we'll be going right past Killington. We've already gone past a lot of ski areas already on this ride, but it's an overcast day. We got some blue sky peeking through over there. Rain is expected at some point. It's coming from the west. I took a look at the radar maps, but I don't think we'll see any of it today. More likely tonight or tomorrow. And if we get lucky, it'll rain overnight and be past us for tomorrow. But we'll see. Doesn't really matter. We're riders, right? We ride. Doesn't matter if it's raining, or when I was just in Utah, it was snowing. So you're on a bike, what are you going to do? You got to face up, you got to suck it up, and you got to just keep on going. Well, that's it for right now. I'll check in later on this ride and give you a little bit more. Keeping a pretty nice pace here, but a lot of it is road conditions, you know. Anyway, that's it for now. Over and out. Whew. Well, we just got back on the road here. This is Route 4. Be taking this up past or up to Killington. We just stopped and had a maple creamy soft serve ice cream made right at a country store. Sat out on some chairs and talked for a while, cooled off, watched the traffic go by, and now we're geared back up. We were talking about staying up here in Killington somewhere, but I think we're going to push it a little bit, see how far we can make it up Route 100, maybe make it up to Stowe, Vermont, or the Barry, Montpelier area, and then we were talking about which way to head back tomorrow, either 302 or go down to the truck stop for their breakfast buffet, or well, depending upon where we stop, we'll see. Anyway, this is a nice section of road here. This is Route 4 Vermont, or Vermont Route 4, however you would say that, and it's not in too bad a shape. This is kind of a main thoroughfare that takes people up to the ski areas and Rutland, Vermont, so which is one of the bigger towns in Vermont. So I think they like to keep this in fairly good shape. It's also up ahead here a little bit. It's typically a place where motorcyclists will kind of open it up a little bit. It's a little bit faster stretch, and then, as I recall, it goes up a hill to becomes 2 lanes and kind of nice sweepers until you make the turn onto Route 100 to head over towards the valley. Anyway, you ride through a really nice valley, and there's a waterfall going up a mountain, and then some beautiful farmland. So hopefully I'll be able to get some video of that and give you an idea of what a pretty state this is. This is the section that's coming up where we'll stretch our legs a little bit, I think. So, come on, Jimmy. Let's get there. You go, buddy. Get her done. All right. Here we go. Easy pass on the Goldwing, as Chris Caliente says. So here we are. This is what riding Vermont roads is all about, right here. Beautiful terrain, kind of like North Carolina in a way, North Carolina, Tennessee area, when I've been through there. Similar terrain, kind of similar roads. Yeah, coming into a fairly typical little Vermont town here. Not a lot going on, really. Just a couple of restaurants, maybe a gas station. But it's, as I said, it's fairly typical of a rural Vermont town. You have to wonder what people do for a living here. I know there's some logging and probably agricultural work, but for the most part, I don't think there's a lot of industry in Vermont. Get your little town green over here on the right. It's where people used to sell their produce and have the farmers market. Used to exchange information, get the latest news. Yeah, just about every little New England town has one of those. I'm just going to let the camera run here. Some of these houses are from the 17 and 1800s. Been quite a day of riding, especially for spur of the moment. It's good to have gotten up here into Vermont again. It's been a long time. Happy to have had the opportunity. Thanks to my friend Jim for letting me tag along. And we're about 30 or 40 miles from where we're going to spend the night. We're headed up to the Commodore's Inn in Stowe, Vermont. We stayed there in the past, and that's about it. So for now, over and out.